For over 75 years, the Canadian Cancer Society has been fighting cancer by funding world-class research that is saving lives. In the 1940s, when the Society first started funding research, only about 25% of Canadians survived a cancer diagnosis. Today, survival is at 63%, but there is still work to do.
I had noticed a mole in the middle of my back that had gradually gotten bigger in 2005. I was certain that it had gotten bigger, so then I went to my GP, and then the result came back that it was a superficial spreading melanoma. And they did a needle biopsy, and then I got the result back basically the next day that the melanoma had spread into my lymphatic system. I was afraid of dying way before my time I believed was done on this earth, and leaving my husband and the kids. That was my fear.
At a routine checkup, Nicolina's doctor was suspicious of her extended diaphragm. After running tests, it was discovered that she had Wilms disease, a childhood cancer usually in one kidney, but in her case, it was in both.
We noticed that her belly was getting kind of bigger, but we never thought about it. We just thought it was just normal.
It really hit me when we were able to come after she had woken up from the anesthetic and seeing the line that I almost hit the floor.
I was going for a massage about 1.5 years ago, and when I was lying face down, I thought, oh, it hurts so much here. What the heck is that? And felt around to where it was sore, and I felt a lump the size of a ping pong ball. So I went through many tests and found out that it was actually inflammatory breast cancer, which is fairly rare and aggressive.
The lowest point was probably when you realize that she may never be the same again. And the images start running through your head. She may have to deal with dialysis and all these other medical concerns. And that's kind of a low point where in your mind, you have visions of your daughter growing up and getting married, and there's a short time where you're not so sure that's going to happen.
It is important for the Canadian Cancer Society to create awareness within people.
Ellen has joined the Cancer Society to spread the word about the need to protect yourself from the sun and the risk of tanning beds.
There's a good chance that 1 out of my 3 kids could also get skin cancer or melanoma, perhaps. I do tell them about that too, and I make them aware that they should stay out of the sun, or if they're in the sun, to wear sunscreen and just not be out for a long time.
The hardest people to tell what's going on has been my parents. Oh. But they've been amazing, truly amazing, as have my friends and family.
With funding from the Cancer Society, Dr. Mahmoud has set up a Canadian Centre of Excellence, researching how common drugs affect cancer in large groups of people using Manitoba's health database. This funding has allowed him to expand his research team to over 20 researchers. But Dr. Mahmoud's motivation stems from an early childhood memory.
One of my first childhood memories was the memory of my grandfather taken out of our family home for the last time because he was dying from bone cancer. They essentially had no effective treatment. That personal memory, and of course, what I encounter in my clinical practice as well, is what keeps me going.
The Canadian Cancer Society also operates a transportation service which provides cancer patients with rides to their treatment in over 50 communities in Manitoba. This year, the Canadian Cancer Society will provide over 30,000 rides.
Many times I feel like it was my dad sitting in there waiting for me, many times. Even they wasn't my relatives, I saw how much they cared for me.
The Canadian Cancer Society Transportation Service, yeah, it is a lifeline. You open the door of that car, and the guy is there. Hi, my name is Ed. How are you doing today, Dennis? It's so positive. Like they take something off your mind. They'll talk to you all the way down there, to even tell you a joke once in a while, smile.
Cancer should not happen to kids. I'm sorry, at least wait till they're 18 years old. Let them have a child life. Let them be a child, grow up. No one should have cancer, especially children.
Just this past February, they told me that the cancer had gone into my bones and into my other breast. And they said, you only have 2 to 3 years to live. So I cried for a few days. And what I've been doing is focusing on living, not dying. It's way more fun and easier and less stressful to focus on living.
We take a group of men who are, let's say, 40 to 70 years old. So this is the group that usually gets prostate cancer. And then we look at the people who receive prescriptions for metformin or aspirin, and then we compare them with a group of the same age group of men who did not receive that prescription. And then we link that data to the cancer databases and see what happened over the years to those two groups. We found that men who used aspirin on a regular basis, they had about 10 to 15% lower risk of developing prostate cancer over a period of 20-25 years.
I've been on chemo pills for the past few months, and these last tests about a month ago said that my bones are getting stronger and healthier, and oh, thank goodness. There are many opportunities to support the Canadian Cancer Society, and I love that it's a very dynamic choice.
What they do there for all of us with cancer is just unbelievable. Like, you know, people working in the office, people only driving cars, but they're just as important as the surgeons, the doctors, the nurses.
The Canadian Cancer Society is your best partner in the fight against cancer. Because of your support, the Society has more impact in more communities than any other cancer charity. 6,500 Manitobans are going to be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. The time is now. Get involved. Make a donation. Together, we can continue to make a real difference in the lives of Manitobans battling cancer.